Hello, this is Mate of December, and right now I'm going to be reviewing Black Sabbath from the Mario Bava collection, directed by Mario Bava, starring Boris Karloff. This is the Italian version. A lot of people have complained because they wanted the English version, the English dub version as well, because they wanted to hear Boris Karloff's voice, and because, well, they had kind of, how can I put it, good memories about the old one, the English dub version. Black Sabbath starts off with Boris Karloff basically going on about how there could be a vampire anywhere, basically trying to creep you out before the three stories start. But the first story starts off with a woman who keeps getting phone calls, and it turns out that her ex-husband, Frank, has escaped from prison. And she's getting these phone calls, and it gets creepier from there. There's basically only three people in it. Her, a female friend who's more than a female friend, and then Frank. And it ends. It's a fairly good first story. I would say it could have been a little bit more scary. It seemed very basic scare, it was like saying I could think of watching on Are You Afraid of the Dark or Goosebumps, but a little bit higher than that. Maybe a little bit lower than Tales of the Crypt. The second one is called The Lock, and it stars Boris Karloff, and he's like, I think he's like a vampire hunter. Yeah, he's a vampire hunter, and he says to his family, if I return in 5 days after midnight, don't let me in. Because obviously he probably was bitten or turned or something. So he comes back and it's after 12, and they've met this guy this stranger meets one of the members of the family with it, and he sees the guy's headless, and it has their dad's dagger in it. And well, he ends up in the family home, and the dad turns up, Boris Karloff, who's a brilliant actor, by the way, and a fantastic horror icon. And he comes in, and he doesn't seem himself. He tells him he wants them to kill the dog, and he gets angry with food, and you wonder, has he been turned, has he not, what's going to happen, and will the stranger be the one to save them all? The second story itself, I rate more. The first one I'd rate probably a 2. The second one I rate about a 3.5. So that one's pretty good. Then the third one, which is called A Drop of Water, involves an elderly woman who's died, and I'm guessing her servant calls up, and basically this nurse comes and sees a ring on the finger of the dead elderly woman. So she decides she wants to take the ring from her, and basically, as it says on there, involves a nurse who steals the ring from a corpse, not realising the curse it carried with it. So it carries quite a curse with it, and basically things start happening. She starts getting paranoid. She starts getting in this real scared state, and it doesn't end too well for her. That's all I'm going to say about that. But overall, the film itself was entertaining. I won't call it excellent. I won't call it the greatest Mario Bava, because I've seen far better. I would say it was a nice print from Kino Classics, aka Kino Lorber. As usual, they've released quite a few good Mario Bava films. The film is fun to watch. It was made in 1963, so that was like 51 years ago, and it doesn't seem too dated. It seems like something you might have seen in the 80s in that aspect. But yeah, it's got a great cast in it. The film itself is 92 minutes. As the Italian with optional English subtitles and the original trailers. I wish Kino Lorber could get better, better special features, but again, they are old films, and but yeah, I'd recommend giving it a watch if you fancy. Kind of like those anthology collections. You have like 3 or 4 stories on a film. Thank you.